Welcome back to Fallingfoxgaming, everybody. I'm your host Blaine, and today we're picking up with some more Kenshi. It had been a short time. Fox had been researching stuff on the workbench, but he heard a knock at the door. A strange kind of knock, almost sounding like metal on metal. Something you probably shouldn't hear on a door. And if we look down here, you'll see why. There's some jerks trying to break in my door. Yeah, it's been very little time since we left off. I don't know why. Starving bandits, I think they are. Just looking at them, hungry bandits. Yeah, they, I don't know if they realize this, but that's a really big metal door. And even better, Hep is just like, okay, I'm just gonna fix this door while these idiots are out here. I'm just gonna, what's Fall doing? Fall, what are you doing? Let's find out. So Fall is going to head over to, presumably, the crossbow. There we go. I'm just kind of curious to see how everyone kind of defends the door. This is actually something I've been curious about for a little while. We can just out-repair it. That's great. Okay, so while that's actually happening, we do need to get our guards down here. This is something that I was about to set up before we got interrupted. We have a whole bunch of people that need to be defending. So we're going to go ahead and just send everyone down here to defend the gate. I'm actually kind of curious. I'm going to open the gate. I'm going to move everyone back over here. And we're just going to open the gate. I want to see how good the turrets do. So, ooh, no. I'm going to open the gate. Let's just see how good the crossbows do. 112 damage on that guy right off the bat. That was a good one. Come on, guys. You guys stay back. Stay back. We don't want to get hit. Yeah, that's what I was hoping for. I'm just gonna, I suppose I could just put him on passive for a second. Come on. Oh, he got in. Okay, so now we'll have to get him. Oh, I just kidding. So is that everyone? And there we are. Oh, that guy's over here. Okay, please don't hit any of our people. As long as you don't hit any of our people, we're good here. And this looks like our first successful defense of our base against 4 starving bandits, which this may seem like a little bit of overkill, but hey, my people take defending our base seriously at least. And back to work. Oh no, they gotta repair the gate first. I love Kenshi so much. Only in Kenshi do you see this kind of scene stacking up. But in all seriousness, welcome back everyone. We're actually just going to do a couple of really simple things before we get going today. I'm going to collect some of this copper we've been building up. We're up to 87, and we're going to take a trip to the hub. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to pick out a crew to head to hub, and then we'll be back. Alright, so we're going to head directly on over to hub. This should be a pretty short trip. I do not believe there will be anything in our way to stop us, so I will see you guys there. As we approach hub, it is nighttime. But as usual hub custom, the bar is still open. So what we're going to do is we're going to stop in and we're going to send Oyer in because he is our usual trader. It's nice to actually be doing a little bit of trading and stuff again. I kind of miss this. I haven't done this for a while and I'm used to having Oyer come in and talk to this guy quite frequently. Okay, so we finished trading our ore for some fabrics, some food, and that's pretty much it. And we're left with about 11,000 cats after that. That's primarily what we needed. We needed the fabrics so we could finish our beds, and we needed the food so that way people don't die, because that's, you know, obviously a bad thing. But what I want to talk to you guys about is our future plans. So, I'll go ahead and pause here. So I've been thinking, we are at a point where we now have a, not necessarily a solid base, but a solid enough base. And it got me kind of thinking about where we want to go in the future. Now, one thing I had in mind was actually this right here. I thought about clearing out some of these bandit camps nearby, just to make the area a little bit safer, but I don't know how much that would actually help our encampment, so I don't know if it's worth it. The other idea I had is this. We have 2 holy mine locations relatively nearby our base, our outpost. I am thinking that what we should do is go see if we could rescue some slaves, some indentured servants. Now, this would be risky, as we know right off the bat that the High Paladins and the Paladins are very tough opponents. But here's why I think it's worth it. the people that we rescue, some of them may join, and that's fantastic. But they're not required to join us. In fact, if they head out on the land, that's fine. And the thing about that is, if they spread word that, people are helping them escape, as long as they keep that, quiet from the Holy Nation people, like people that are loyal to the Holy Nation, people might start thinking that we're actually tougher than we are if we're willing to go up against the Holy Nation. Now, that could obviously backfire horribly, as the city of Stack is right there, and that's not that far from our base, really. So I'm going to let that sit for just a little bit, and I'm going to head back to the base and finish up our beds. So while Fox and the gang are heading back to the base, I decided I want to kind of do a little walkthrough of what's going on at our base. So currently we have our defensive wall with our pretty much two of our best fighters right here. X16 has been a huge trooper since day one, and F0X is our second kind of in command aside from Fox. Inside the guardhouse here, we are building beds for medical stuff. We have Kandar, who is actually going to be our new medic. I see that he actually has some field medic skills, so he's going to be our new medic. He is the first of our passive workers here that are never going to fight. If there's a fight, they're going to flee. They're not going to be involved in it. They're going to stay back. He is going to dedicate himself to picking up people that need help, and everyone else is going to be doing the fighting. Then we have some general kind of guards on the turrets. Now, Pins and Fall are our only two actual trained turret people, so everyone else is more of just kind of for looks, and we're hoping that keeps out the bandits. We're hoping the bandits see that and decide not to come over here. And then we have the bird people up on top, kind of keeping an eye out, looking out over the valley here. Then, here in the back is our typical miners. Now, like I said before, all of these people are set to passive, so they will not fight, and I do not plan on changing them off of that. While they could technically fight, they're just not equipped for it. And even our guards technically aren't equipped for it yet. But these guys really aren't. They don't have armor, they barely have weapons. Some of them don't have any weapons, and some of them have like wooden sticks. So these guys, their only job is to kind of focus on the town. As we build up, these are going to be the people that are going to make the town run smoothly, whereas these guys just keep it safe. And I see that our crew has arrived back home. Now, the whole reason why we made that trek was to get some food and some books, but I forgot that the books aren't actually sold at the hub, so that was actually an error on my part. Books are actually sold in Squin, and we're not heading that way. That's kind of a little ways out of our way right now, so what we're going to do is we're just going to let our people finish up the beds that we have down here, because several of them are, well, not made yet. And then we're going to discuss with the group about going to free some people from the Holy Mines. And once again, the traveling traders are kind of here for our rescue. They have 18 books on them, and they had a couple food cubes. So we are actually going to get everything we wanted without actually having to go all the way over to Squin. So we're going to thank these guys the best way we know how, which is essentially by buying as much of their stuff as we can. It doesn't take long for Fox to realize that his base is pretty much fully autonomous at this point. With the farm up and running, and almost ready to produce some food, our first harvest is about to be done. But Fox has other things in mind. To the northeast, there's a holy mine settlement that has been built, where slaves are kept mining day and night. Fox spotted it one time on his way here originally, but he couldn't get close enough to actually see what was going on. But the scouting party did see. They mentioned that the slaves were not well kept, they were not treated very well. They weren't just servants, they were truly considered second-class citizens. One thing Fox does not appreciate is slavery. He had toyed with the idea many times over back when they were out east, that slaves may not necessarily be a bad thing. It's a good way to keep people in line and stuff, but upon seeing his first slavers market, it disgusted him. Everything about it, from the way people were treated, to the way they were held in captivity against their will. Fox believes it's time to go and check out this mine for himself, to see if perhaps it's time to become a slave breaker. Maybe that is his destiny out here. Anyone can form a settlement. Hub is the perfect example of that. It is a free city with citizens that are essentially just getting by day to day. Everything his people already have seems like quite a bit more. It's time that Fox begins to look at a broader scheme of things. A settlement is nice, but to what end does he plan on building the city up? Is he going to try and become a king, a ruler? It's not necessarily his forte. He's been put in a leadership role, but he doesn't necessarily desire a crown. For now, he eyes a single target to the northeast, and that is where they go. Who he's bringing along is the usual crew, in all honesty. They're the guinea pigs. So, we have Fox, Oyer, Bash, Dredge, New, Shigar, and Yankee. This time we are leaving out the robots, the skeletons. And we are actually going to leave Bash here as well. Bash is just, he was working with us, helping us grab some stuff. But for the most part, we're going to try and do this with as few people as possible. And now that I think about it, I might even leave Oyer here because he's a trader. He's not a warrior. So yeah, we're going to take Bash and Oyer out of our party. Let's go ahead and just do that now so we do not forget. They are very useful companions, but that's not what they're here for. Not today. So Fox, Dredge, New, Shigar, and Yankee. This is it. In all honesty, not the best group. They are not our best fighters. Yankee and Shigar are not fully trained up yet. They are still kind of base statted with some slight modifications. And Dredge is a very good fighter, and New is a very good fighter, along with Fox, of course. But the three of them, I don't even know if they could take down one paladin. So this is going to be more of a scouting op, and I hope it goes well. We know the way. It's not that difficult, actually. It is quite easy to get there. The bigger issue is getting there and getting out. I am slightly concerned that we may not be able to actually get there safely and return. There are a lot of things that could go wrong along the way, but let's see how it goes. One quick note though, looks like Gardener is working. It looks like we are producing cactuses, so that's cool. It looks like it produced 40-ish plants for this size crop, which is pretty good in my opinion. I think that is a really good way to do things. It looks like having the 4 workers might actually be useful at this point in time. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to have the stone miners over here, the people that are doing the building materials, not the miners, the actual processors. I think I'm going to have them assigned to the cactus farm when they're not working on the building materials. That should put them on the farm, but they're not apparently. Come on, guys. You guys don't need to do Kenshi being Kenshi. The operating the machine thing is a little bit janky sometimes. You sometimes gotta kind of do the operation orders on your own. And there we go. So we should have 4 people working the farm, so that should go pretty quickly. And I hope what that does is that means as soon as the plants are taken out, it starts growing again. That's my hope, but I don't actually know if that's what happens. Arriving at the cliffside, Fox and the gang get a look at the mining outpost. It is in a very desolate location. There is no water anywhere nearby, and in all honesty, this is some pretty difficult terrain. We haven't seen any animals or anything, thankfully, but there's also no source of water, no source of food. It would be hard for a slave to escape from here on their own. And I'm not really sure why, but New, where are you looking? You are looking way off that way, my friend. That's a rock. You really like that rock, don't you? Okay, so New has found his own new pet rock. I guess that's going to be his new best friend. Can you face the right way? I'm trying to tell a story. Thank you. Looking out, Fox wonders how they supply this base. He sees that they have a windmill, so they likely have a well. But he's unsure. He doesn't see any farms or anything. So he's curious if they have caravans or how the people here get their food supply. Do trading caravans come through here? If they do, that may be a spot to hit in the future. So as the crew moves up closer to the mining encampment, we can get a better look at it. We're going to stop here and we're going to take a look around. Based on the way Kenshi's trails work, you can kind of see that that's a pathway there, so I'm thinking that they have a caravan that comes through here, probably from up north here. Aside from that, their actual building, looks like we got something going on over there, we'll take a look at that in a minute. They have a nice longhouse, which is most likely their military building. It says residential, but I'm not sure about that. We have a slave shop right there. I honestly was not expecting them to actually have a slave shop. That's interesting to me. I thought this was just like a slave outpost. Interesting. Well, so they got some water tanks here, so they definitely keep large quantities of water. They have an outhouse, that's good. And I do not see a well or a farm. So I'm thinking they have caravans that come through. That's my thought looking at this. And what do we have here? So we have an ore processor. So we have someone processing ore. Is that a slave? An actual slaver. So the slavers themselves have respectable stats. 25, 31, 27, 31, 31. Okay. So they're not a joke. Do they have pallet? Oh, there's some guards right there. So if I can click on them from here. Boop. A holy sentinel. Not as good as the paladins, but still pretty good. Yeah, they're at least on par with our best people, if not a little bit better. So that needs to be watched closely. Oh, we got another guard up here. I can talk to them apparently. That's an actual paladin. Okay, is the gate guard a paladin too? I forgot already. No, it's a holy sentinel. What is the difference between a paladin and a holy sentinel in their regards? If anybody actually knows the lore behind some of this stuff, like the difference between a paladin and a holy sentinel, let me know. I actually am curious. I can talk to this one too. Okay, so we have 2 paladins on top here, and the gate guard for sure. And then anybody else that's inside these buildings that I can't actually see. Let's see. How is the surrounding terrain? Ooh, I actually might want to come up from this way. This terrain from over here, this far side, kind of looks like it might be a better area to approach from. I think that if we approach from over here, they can't see us, so that might give us an opportunity to, you know, maybe do like a hit and run tactic kind of thing if we need to. So how do I go about getting over there? It looks like going this way. So we're gonna go ahead and make our way over there. Alright, so I think that's where we're gonna leave it for today. When we come back next time, we're gonna scout out the mining camp a little bit closer. We're going to send some of our crew in to take a look and see how close we can actually get without causing a problem. I want to thank you guys for watching. If you like this episode, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.